Hey man, how's it going? It's been a while. Listen, we haven't met up in a while, so I was thinking perhaps you wanted to meet up somewhere. I was thinking we'd meet up at Rosewood Drive, if that's good with you. Yeah, Rosewood Drive in London. Well, anyway, I was also going to bring along some other people. I was going to bring Brian, David, and John. Okay, we're going to meet up on Monday at 6 PM. So if you can make it, that'd be great. Anyway, I'll see you then.
Discord can hear anything you say now. Recently, Discord has updated their privacy policy, and it brings with it some questionable changes. We're not going to look at all the changes to privacy policy, we're just going to focus on this one paragraph here, which is the information we collect. Now, to see exactly what's changed, we can load an archive version, which thankfully Discord stores on their website. So if we load up the last one, this one went into effect March 28th, 2022, so almost exactly a year ago. What has Discord done, you ask? Well, Discord has removed the part stating that they, and I quote, generally do not store the contents of video or voice calls or channels. If we were to change that in the future, for example to facilitate content moderation, we would disclose that to you in advance. Now, I'm no lawyer or anything, nor a legal expert, but I'm not sure this was written very well to begin with. They say they generally don't store the contents, but never expand on that, unless they somehow reference it in another section. In a privacy policy, especially for a platform like this, you have to be as clear as possible. Anyway, the fact that they remove this part makes sense to me, because of the odd use of the word generally. But the part that really gets me and a lot of other people is the fact that that's not all they have removed. The next part that is no longer in the privacy policy stated, and I quote again, we also don't store streaming content when you share your screen, but we do retain the thumbnail cover image for the stream for a short period of time. So this one's more clear, and that's a good thing. Instead of saying they generally don't store streaming content, they wrote it quite literally in black and white. So I think we can confidently take from that they do not store screen share content. That is until the new privacy policy is effective. So by removing this statement, they pretty much confirmed that they store screen share content now. Again, I'm no legal expert, but for them to remove that statement completely means they have gone out of their way to make it clear that they do now indeed store this type of content. And even going back to the last part, they completely removed the part about generally not storing the contents of video or voice calls or channels. So does this mean Discord can, at any time they feel like, listen to private conversations that people have had, see their faces through video chat? I don't think that's something to take lightly. It's also not likely that this change to the privacy policy is some sort of mistake. That's the last thing you want when changing your privacy policy for millions of users. Now, okay, I hear you. You may be screaming at me right now. Well, if you don't do anything bad or illegal, you have nothing to worry about. Alright, even if you're not that big on privacy, you understand that that is not true at all. But I do understand why people may think that. Hell, even I probably would have used to think that way. But just imagine this for a second. Perhaps you use Discord to video chat your family to see how things are going on their side of the planet. Or better yet, let's say you're talking with a friend, an actual friend, about meeting up at a specific location. You may exchange an address.
I was thinking we'd meet up at Rosewood Drive.
A specific time.
Monday at 6 PM.
And you may list a group of people you're meeting.
I was also going to bring along some other people. I was going to bring Brian, David, and John.
I mean, imagine you're drunk or something and you talk about the weirdest things you wouldn't want to tell anyone else. The fact that Discord can now hear any of that, even if they won't come for you because you're not performing an illegal activity, well, it should scare you. I understand that Discord has probably not ever been the most privacy friendly place. However, there are perhaps more minor things like storing your general location, which a lot of people would be fine with, especially if you use a VPN. But compare that to them being able to hear the most personal of details or most private of conversations. They may even know what you look like. It's a whole different level of privacy invasion. A lot of people wouldn't mind, but at the same time, a lot of people would. Now there's probably one person thinking, wow, if you don't like the privacy policy change, you could stop using the platform. Yes, that is true, but it would also be a shame to stop using such a good platform purely because of one questionable privacy policy entry. If they could revert this change, or at least explain exactly how they're going to use the data from our video or voice calls and channels, then that'll be a bit more reasonable. The main reason changes like these are often controversial or two-sided is because, on the one hand, someone may say, some people will use Discord to promote or deal in illegal activity. Yes, that may be true, but that's controversial. Why? Well, is it really worth sacrificing severe privacy of every single user when probably not even 1% of them would be offenders? Besides, I expect criminals to at least have the brains to use a more private way of communicating than Discord of all places. Anyway, this whole thing's got to leave a bad taste in your mouth. Yeah, like that. This whole thing's got to leave a bad taste in your mouth. Even if your message history is only ever going to be butterflies and rainbows, Discord can hear anything you say now. Think about that next time you hop into a voice chat. So, are you going to stick with Discord despite this update? If you are, check out my high quality collection of all the emojis, role icons, and headers you will ever need to make a breathtaking server at aeno.gumroad.com/al/assets. Oh yeah, there's a free option too. With over 1,500 assets designed from scratch, and even more through frequent updates, by someone who has made over 60 servers since 2017, the most beautiful server you can imagine is waiting for you. It's all in your hands now. What magic will you create with Server Making Assets Pack?